Hello, my dear children. So let's continue with what we were doing. In last to last class, we started with electromagnetic induction. We studied various laws governing the electromagnetic induction. Thereafter, we started with applications or types of electromagnetic inductions. In the last class, we studied the very first type of electromagnetic induction, and that was motional electromagnetic induction. Today in the class, we are going to study two more types of electromagnetic inductions. They are mutual electromagnetic induction and self-electromagnetic induction. We will study both these electromagnetic inductions on comparative basis in the form of chart. So let's begin the day with mutual electromagnetic induction. Children, mutual electromagnetic induction is second of the four different types of electromagnetic inductions. So what is this? Development of electric potential difference across secondary coil when current passing through the primary coil is changed is mutual electromagnetic induction. So what do we have here? We have two different coils. One is called primary coil, other is called secondary coil, and this primary coil is connected with an alternating source, and because of this alternating source, the current passing through the primary coil is changed continuously, and because of the variation of current in the primary coil, there is induced EMF produced across the secondary coil. The phenomenon is called as mutual electromagnetic induction. Well, this is symbolic representation of primary and secondary coils. You can see here two coils which are analogous to solenoids kept very close to each other. These lines drawn in between is the symbolic representation of the flux linkage. That is, the flux produced by primary is linked with the secondary coil. The two coils are not placed as shown here. They are placed in the same space. They are jumbled into each other. If one coil is like this is another coil, then both the coils are jumbled into each other like this. So the space both these coils occupy is same. Primary and secondary coils, they at times surround one another also. So when we vary the current passing through the primary coil, which is analogous to solenoid, what happens? The magnetic field due to primary coil is changed. Magnetic field due to any solenoid is what? Mu naught Ni. Mu naught Ni, when I is the current passing through the solenoid. This N is number of turns per unit length. So in primary coil, if number of turns are N1, its length is L, then the magnetic field produced by primary coil is going to be mu naught N upon L times I1. Now when we vary current passing through primary coil, what happens? The magnetic field produced by the primary coil, primary solenoid, varies, and because of the variation of magnetic field, magnetic flux produced by it also varies. And this magnetic flux, which is produced by the primary coil and is linked with the secondary coil, when varies, what happens? The flux linked with the secondary coil varies, and once the flux passing through any coil changes, electromagnetic induction takes place and induced EMF is produced across it. The diagram which is made here is the diagram of a transformer, and this phenomenon is also the working principle of transformers. We will study transformers separately in one of the lectures. Now, let us assume that phi is the flux passing through one turn of secondary coil. This is primary coil, this is secondary coil. Secondary coil has N2 number of turns. So let us assume that the flux passing through one turn of secondary coil is phi. N2 happens to be total number of turns in the secondary coil. So if we multiply N2 with phi, we get phi t. that is N25. This N25 is total flux through secondary coil. Total flux passing through secondary coil. Now, total flux passing through any coil or secondary coil at any instant. Total flux passing through secondary coil at any instant is directly proportional to current passing through the coil at that instant. This is very important statement. You can see here this current. If greater is the value of current, the flux is going to be greater. If the value of flux is small, the current is going to be small. If the value of current is going to be zero, flux produced by the primary coil is going to be zero. Whatever is the flux produced by the primary coil, the whole flux passes through the secondary coil also. So what happens? Total flux passing through secondary coil at any instant is directly proportional to current passing through the primary coil at that very instant. If the current is maximum at any instant, flux would be maximum. And if the current is minimum, the flux would be minimum. If current is zero, flux is zero. Well, phi t is directly proportional to I. If we remove sign of proportionality, we get a constant m. This is capital M. This constant is called as coefficient of mutual induction. Coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance of the coil. So this m is constant for a pair of coil and its unit is Henry H. This is SI unit. Otherwise there are a number of units you can find out. From here also you can find out unit. This is Weber, that is flux. This is ampere. So m unit is also Weber per ampere. Weber can also be written as Tesla meter square. So unit of m also happens to be Tesla meter square per ampere. There are many more units you can write down for m. So children, we have seen that total flux passing through secondary coil at any instant is m times the current passing through primary coil at that instant. And using this mathematical definition, we can define m. So what is definition of m, which is constant for a pair of coil? See, if we write I1 as 1 ampere, what do we get? We get m is equal to 5. And this is what, if we write in words, we get the definition of m. So if we write this above mathematical statement in words, we get the definition of m. And how we are going to write down that? See, mutual inductance of coil or coefficient of mutual induction of coil is defined as total flux passing through the coil, secondary coil, when current passing through the primary coil is 1 ampere. Or when 1 ampere current passes through the primary coil, then total flux passing through the secondary coil is same as mutual inductance of the coil. So it is very, very simple. You need to understand it, and if you are able to write this in words, which is not difficult at all, you have the definition of m. And this formula is also very, very important. There are questions asked over this formula, and questions are mostly formula based. Out of 3 quantities, only 2 are given, and you are supposed to find out the third one. Very, very simple. Zero level numericals. Well, we all know that induced EMF in coil, in any coil, is directly proportional to rate of change of flux. And this negative sign is because of Lenz's law. So we know this law of electromagnetic induction. Now if we substitute for phi t, N2 into phi, that is equation number 1. This is N2 into phi. If we substitute for phi, N2 into phi, what do we get? Induced EMF in the secondary coil is minus N2 times d phi by dt. This equation we are going to use when we will study transformer. So this is the value of induced EMF in the secondary coil. Well, if we substitute for phi, if we write m into I, like this, phi is equal to m into I1, then what do we get? If we use equation number 2, here for phi, that is mi, what do we get? We get Es is equal to minus m di by dt. So m is a constant, it would come out of sign of differentiation. and we will be left with I inside this bracket. So ES is equal to minus M times di by dt. This is again very important formula. See, in this formula there are three quantities, or rather four quantities related to each other. One is induced EMF, the other is what? Coefficient of mutual induction, the third one is change of current, and the fourth one is what? Time in which the change of current is brought about. At times we take this quantity as a single quantity, the rate of change of current. So using this relation also we can define M. And see, when di by dt is going to be 1 ampere per second, this is rate of change of current, then what is this M? This M becomes equal to ES in value. And if you are able to write down this in words, we have one more way to define M. One more way of defining M. So how do we write this in words? You can start from here or you can start from here. When rate of change of current in primary coil is 1 ampere per second, then M is same as the value of induced EMF in the secondary coil. Mutual inductance of the coil is defined as induced EMF in the secondary coil when current passing through the primary coil varies at the rate of 1 ampere per second. You can start from here and end here, or you can start from here and you can end here. So the rate of change of current passing through primary coil is 1 ampere per second, then the value of induced EMF in the secondary coil is same as M. This formula is also important from numerical point of view. So out of 3 or 4 quantities which I have just mentioned, except one, rest all quantities are given. At times they give rate of change of current, ES and M is asked, or at times they give ES and M, they ask di by dt. At times di by dt and M is given, ES is asked. So very important formula for your numerical. And most of the numericals asked again are of 0 level. Children, let us deduce the formula for M. M for a pair of coil is a constant, we know. But how does it depend upon various factors of the coils, of pair of coils? So the formula for M we can deduce, well, B1, this is the magnetic field in the primary coil. What is that? Mu naught Ni. This formula we have already deduced. This N is linear turn density, therefore this N is what? Number of turns, total number of turns upon total length, that is N1 upon L. N1 is the number of turns in primary coil, L is the length. Length of primary and secondary coil is taken as same. So N1 upon L, that is, if we substitute N1 upon L here, what do we get? We get the value of magnetic field due to primary coil as mu naught N1 I1 upon L. This is the value of magnetic field inside the primary coil. Well, flux passing through an area A in magnetic field B, well, if area happens to be normal area, is what? B into A. This is the flux. So this is flux passing through 1 turn of the secondary coil whose cross-sectional area is what? A. What is total flux? For total flux we multiply it with N, as we have just done. So N2 phi is the total flux. Well, what is this phi? This phi is B1A. So for phi we write B1A and we substitute the value of B1 here. What do we get? Total flux. So total flux comes out to be what? Total flux comes out to be, N2 mu naught N1 I1 upon L into A. This is B1. This is B1. This is N2 and this is A. A is the cross-sectional area of the secondary coil. We already know that total flux is equal to M times I1. So if we substitute for phi t M times I1, well, M times I1 is equal to what? This whole quantity towards right hand side. So what do we see? M I1 is equal to N2 mu naught N1 I1 A upon L. This I1 cancels out. So what are we left with? M is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A upon L. M is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A upon L. This is the formula for M, that is the coefficient of mutual induction of coil. So, children, we have already studied mutual electromagnetic induction. And if you really understood mutual electromagnetic induction, well, understanding self-electromagnetic induction is going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, see how simple it is. Mutual electromagnetic induction is what? Development or production of potential difference across secondary coil when current passing through the primary coil is changed. But what is self-electromagnetic induction? In self-electromagnetic induction, we have just a single coil. There is no primary secondary coil, just one coil, say primary coil. So this is just one coil, and as we change the current passing through the coil, a potential difference is induced across its ends. The phenomenon is called as self-electromagnetic induction. So development of electric potential difference across a coil when current passing through it changes. So we have a single coil, and when the current passing through the same coil varies, well, the flux linked with the same coil varies. So what happens? Induced EMF is produced, self-induced EMF is produced in the same coil. The phenomenon is called self-electromagnetic induction. Well, as usual, magnetic field due to solenoid is what? Mu naught Ni, that is N upon L times I. If current varies, what happens? Magnetic field due to coil varies. When magnetic field due to coil varies, magnetic flux also varies. And that varying flux, first of all, passes through itself. That varying flux, with the variation of current, the flux varies. And that varying flux, first of all, passes through itself before it passes with any other coil in the vicinity. So the flux varying here, first of all, passes through it. Therefore, induced EMF is produced in the same coil, and this induced EMF is called as self-induced EMF. It is also called as back EMF. Anyway, so this self-induced EMF is the EMF induced because of the variation of flux, which is ultimately brought about by variation of current. Well, this phenomenon is associated with every conductor or every device used in AC. In our homes, we all have what? AC as source of electrical energy, and all devices work with AC. So every device, every even conducting wires are associated with this phenomenon, which is called as self-electromagnetic induction. Children, let's see here self-electromagnetic induction. Let phi be the flux through one turn. Phi is the flux passing through one turn. Like it was secondary turn, flux passing through one turn of secondary coil. Here we have just one coil. And phi be the flux passing through one turn. If n happens to be the total number of turns, then n phi is going to be total flux. See, exactly in the same way as we have studied here. So n phi is total flux passing through all the turns of the coil. Remember, we have just one coil. Well, total flux through coil at any instant, total flux through coil at any instant is directly proportional to current passing through the coil at that instant. What was there in previous case? Total flux passing through secondary coil at any instant is directly proportional to current passing through the primary coil at that instant. But here we have just a single coil, so total flux passing through the coil at any instant is directly proportional to current passing through the same coil at that instant. That means phi t is directly proportional to I. If we remove sign of proportionality, we get a constant. And this constant is called as coefficient of self-induction. Its other name is what? Self-inductance of coil. So instead of mutual, we use the word self. Rest all remains same. What is its unit? Its unit is again Henry, same as the unit of M. It is Henry's SI unit. Children, we have just seen that total flux through coil at an instant is L times I, where L is a constant for coil. This L is called as electrical inertia. We'll come to know about it. We'll discuss about that later on. This L is called as coefficient of self-induction. Now, using this definition of flux, total flux, we can define L as we define M. The way we define M, exactly in the same way we can define L using this expression. See, when I is equal to 1 ampere, what is this L? This L is going to be equal to phi. And if we write this in words, we have definition of L. And how do we write this in words? Well, when current passing through coil is 1 ampere, in that situation, total flux passing through the coil is same as coefficient of self-induction of the coil. Or self-inductance of the coil is defined as total flux passing through the coil when there is unit current or 1 ampere current passing through the coil. So this is very, very simple. Formula is also very, very important. Straightforward formula based numericals are asked in your exams. Out of 3 quantities, 2 are given, third one you are supposed to find out. The level of the numerical is 0, but you need to know this relation. Well, as usual, we know ES, the induced EMF, that is Faraday's laws. Induced EMF is minus times rate of change of flux. And if we write this phi t as n times phi, then the value of induced EMF is what? Minus n times d phi by dt. But if we write this as Li, that is relation number 2. Li, this is relation number 1. So if we substitute for this Li, this L is a constant, it moves out of the sign of differentiation and I is left inside. So what is the value of self-induced EMF? The value of self-induced EMF is minus L times di by dt. Minus L times di by dt. Well, as usual, there are 3 quantities. One is rate of change of current, other is self-inductance of the coil, and the third one is the value of self-induced EMF. So out of these 3 quantities, any 2 are given and the third one is asked. Very important formula as far as your numericals are concerned. And at the same time, we can again define L using this relation also. What is definition of L? See, if we write di by dt as 1 ampere per second, then what is this L? This L is going to be the magnitude, that is the value of induced EMF. So what is L? Self-inductance of the coil is defined as the value of self-induced EMF when current passing through the coil varies at the rate of 1 ampere per second. Or when current passing through a coil varies at the rate of 1 ampere per second, then the value of induced EMF is same as the self-inductance of the coil. So you have to write down these mathematical statements, which is very, very simple, and you have another definition of L. So then let us finally find out an expression for L, which is a constant for a coil. So how do we find out formula for L? We are going to work out the formula exactly in the same way as we did for M. Well, B is the magnetic field due to coil, that is mu naught Ni. This N is number of turns per unit length. So magnetic field is what? Mu naught Ni upon L. Flux passing through one turn is what? B into A. And total flux is what? Total flux passing through all turn is what? N into phi. We know that. And what is this phi? This phi is BA. So total flux is what? NBA. N is written as it is, B is copied here, and A is written as it is. A is area of the coil. Just a single coil. We know that this total flux is also equal to Li, like in previous case it was Mi. This total flux is also Li. So equate Li with this, all this. Li is equal to N mu naught Ni A upon L, and you can see that this I cancels out. Once this I cancels out, what do we get L as? We get L as mu naught N into N square A upon L. So this is formula for N. Very, very simple formula. There are at times some shorter questions asked based on this relation. Like what is the effect over L when number of turns in a coil is doubled? So when number of turns in the coil is doubled, what will happen? If the number of turns in the coil is doubled, what will happen? Yeah, the L is going to be 4 times. So L is directly proportional to the square of number of turns. And of course it is directly proportional to A, the cross-sectional area, and inversely proportional. Likewise here, M is directly proportional to N1, N2, the product. A directly and L inversely. So if we study both self and electromagnetic induction together, we see what? There is a slight difference in the relation. In mutual induction we have 2 coils, in self induction we have just 1 coil. Rest all mathematical details and explanations are exactly similar. So I have studied both the topics together so that you understand both together and better. So with this, we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much and God bless you all.